Hello, Stewart staff and students. This is your principal, Audra Goodman, coming to you with this week's Star Review. Now, a career in education is unlike most others. Each day, we step into spaces just filled with so much human emotion. There is joy, there is worry, there is excitement, there is frustration, and we navigate it moment to moment without a pause. And we do it because we absolutely love it every minute. Still, there are times when it can feel super emotionally and physically exhausting. I was thinking about this during this last week because I was super stressed over getting everything ready for our One School, One Book evening event. I was feeling anxious. Is everything going to get ready? I was feeling kind of sad and guilty because of the conflict with the regional choir concert and just wanting everything to go well for everybody involved. But once it got underway, all of that kind of got to melt away. And I was just reminded of how powerful community is. I was looking around, I was talking to parents, I was hanging out with everybody. Kids were hugging me, everyone was smiling, they were super happy. And it just reminded me of how important it is to have these opportunities to bring everybody together. It's also nights like Thursday that just fill my cup and just make every challenging moment worth it. I was really, really happy after this week. So I encourage you whenever possible to attend things, whether it be choir concerts, evening events, coming in to volunteer, because your presence at anything at all sends a super powerful message to our kids that we are partners and that we do this together. And when your kids see that homeschool connection, and our relationship grows, then your kid's success and ability to have a great experience at school and really achieve does amazing, amazing things. Also, I did want to give my sincerest, biggest apology for the date conflict between One School, One Book evening event and the concert. I will make sure next year I will take the extra steps that that doesn't happen again for any of our evening events. I'm really, really sorry about that. All right, our parent star support tip is about dealing with clownish behavior that often happens in class. It's wonderful to have a good sense of humor. Kids are very, very funny, but it does get a little bit tough when it gets to the point where they are disrupting with class jokes, body sounds, and those are things that we often call home to parents about, and it's not the hugest deal, but together we can really work on making it better. So when we are dealing with clownish behavior, it's important to look at what's behind the behavior. Sometimes it's all about attention. Maybe they want to show off for their classmates, or they try to use humor to cover up things that they feel not confident about, like academic shortcomings. So having that conversation super helps with them. Also, working with the teacher to Sorry, I have animals everywhere. Working with the teacher to identify when the behavior started and what might have triggered it. Often this kind of behavior is something else that's going on somewhere else that we can figure out. It helps just in the time of the day. Maybe it's just something where they really struggle to settle down, and maybe giving them something like a job, like passing out worksheets, will help take care of it. And just to talk about it, your child might not understand the boundaries of when it's okay to be silly and when it's not. That's super normal. So just simply explaining to them there's a time to be funny, but there's other times where it can actually be deemed as disrespectful. And then establish really clear guidelines with the teacher's help to explain to your child what both you and the teacher expect. And then set consequences that you and the teacher will enforce together if they're unable to follow those rules. And by following those easy steps, it's super easy to get most children's behavior back on track. All right, let's look ahead to the week in front of us. The book fair was such a huge, giant success. I just want to thank parents so much for all the support poured into buying stuff, helping with the book fair. Huge shout out to Billy, who on our PTA gave up his whole entire week to be at the book fair. I know that we were able to do a total sales of over 8,000, I think 8,500, which was amazing. All of that money helps support buying teachers supplies for the classrooms, help supporting students that might need something for the book fair, and supporting One School, One Book every year. So huge, huge thank you. Coming up this next week is also a Spirit Week. It is February 9th through the 13th, and I want to remind parents, I never want Spirit Week to be stressful. It should be super low-key. It should never cost you money or be a big deal. I always talk to kids about ideas the day before. I encourage them to make homemade things or whatever they can find in their closet. So Monday is Kindness Crew Day. So wearing shirts that represent kindness, positive messages, happy feelings, anything that can be like that. Tuesday is crazy hat day, so they can wear a crazy hat or just a regular hat like I'm wearing. Wednesday is opposites day, so dressing the opposite of whatever you usually wear. It could be anything from if you normally wear sweats and a t-shirt every day to dressing up. It could be wearing things inside out. Just get creative with what opposite means. Maybe if you dress like a little kid, you dress like a grown-up. Thursday is red, white, pink, and purple day. That is also the day of our kindergarten choir performance, and that's part of the reason why we have that day. We would really love those kinders to dress up a little in their red, white, pink, and purple that day. And then Friday is Hearts Day, so wearing anything you can with a heart in celebration of Valentine's Day. All right. Also, February 12th at 4 p.m. is our PTA meeting. Everyone is welcome to attend. The more parents are, the merrier. We would love for you to hear what's going on and take part in that. And then February 16th is no school for President's Day, and February 17th is also no school because the teachers have an in-service training day. So thank you so much, families, for all of your support. Please remember that stars always rise at Stewart, and above all, go Hawks. Go enjoy the Super Bowl. I know we're going to win.